Well, hello everyone. Today I thought I'd show you my anime and video game music collection. I have quite a bit that I wanted to show you. I don't consider myself a collector, but if there's one thing that I collect, it's probably this stuff. So pretty much all these things are from like Japanese animes, Japanese video games. I haven't bought any recently. I think mostly because I'm like digital now, because all these are on my computer or on my phone, and I listen to them there, and it's like kind of purchasing another album. It's kind of like I'd rather have it digital, but I would want it the highest quality digital since I like the music to be in like a lossless format and highest quality. So I usually don't download any albums. But a lot of these, pretty much all these albums are, I think there's quite a few that you can't even find now because of how rare they are. Some of which I've purchased before they were like out of print and rare, and other ones I purchased after the fact. And for anyone else who's looking to buy like imported things from like Japan or Asia, how have I bought some of these things, mostly like the rarer ones, is there's like the Japanese eBay is like Yahoo Japan Auctions, and basically there are services that allow you to, because most of the sellers on those Japanese Yahoo auctions do not ship to the United States. So basically, what I did was there are several sites that allow you to purchase stuff, but they ship to a headquarters there in Japan, and then they ship to a U. So the one that I found that I had used is called Shopping Mall Japan, and basically it allows you to, they purchase the item for you from the seller on these Yahoo Japan auction sites, and then they ship it to you. There are definitely a lot of fees involved that you'd like if someone is selling something for like $10, you're probably gonna pay double that. And the more items you buy, the bigger the discount will be. But yeah, it's definitely worth looking into. Definitely the quality that people sell the items for is very high quality, because there were items that I've purchased that people said were in okay condition, and I get it, and it's like in perfect condition. Like it was brand new. It even had the plastic wrap like still on it, just opened on one side. I was like, oh my gosh, that's not okay. That's like perfect condition. So yeah, another thing to note is bootleg. There's a lot of specifically Taiwanese bootleg items, and of these Japanese soundtracks. There's a lot of brand names you can look out for. So I don't ever buy those. I always make sure it is the real deal, because I know I had if you ever look on eBay in the United States, you will find these bootleg items. There's like hardly, if any, ever legitimate items on eBay in the United States that sell these imported Japanese soundtracks. So just definitely be very careful of that. And you'll honestly know because of the price, because these are rather, like everything I'm about to show you here are rather expensive, because you won't be able to really find these items. Like usually a typical soundtrack would cost like about $25, $25 to $30. So that is pretty expensive. That does not include the shipping cost. That's just the actual cost. So if you find it for like, if an item for like $8 or $10, then it's most likely a bootleg. So definitely be aware of that. So yeah, I will show you now these albums here. Again, I'll show them to you in alphabetical order. There's quite a bit, so I'm not sure how long it's going to take. I'm not sure if it's going to be like a reflection from the mirror or from the window here, but yeah, these are video games and animes. So the first one here that I have is the entire Bayonetta soundtrack here. And all these, usually most of these albums come with like this little, this one isn't little, this one's big, but it goes on the side here. I think it's called like an Obi strip or something. And most of the track albums are in Japanese here. I do not read or speak Japanese, so I have no idea what they say. So, yeah, actually, this is a video game, Bayonetta, all the soundtracks here. I actually got this soundtrack before I got the game, and so it's kind of funny because, yeah, I just liked the music because I had heard the music first, and I was like, oh yeah, let me get that. So yeah, so I liked this one. Okay, so one down. Now there are definitely a lot of soundtracks also that I do not have that I wish I had. But as I said, I'm probably not going to purchase any anymore. I'd rather have it digitally, but you know, it's really cool. Next one here is the Big O soundtrack. This is an anime here. And this is just like the opening and ending songs here. And as you can see, this one has a much smaller Obi strip thing. And essentially, it just goes right on the side of the soundtracks. And pretty much all of them have that. So it's very interesting because there's a lot of, as you see, there are a lot of really cool and interesting soundtracks, like how they look, and it's like you pay for the quality, you really do, because some of the actual quality of these items it's very good. It's not something that you ever really find here in America. Next one is also a Big O soundtrack. This is the actual first season soundtrack. And what's interesting also you'll notice is most of the track names are in English. So there are a lot of albums here that everything is in English, which is interesting because it's a Japanese origin. Next one is also Big O, Season 2 soundtrack, as you can see here. The Big O was definitely one of the first animes that I saw, not the first one, but it was one of the earlier ones that I had. So, now this next one here, this is what really got me into anime soundtracks. This is Blue Gender soundtrack. This is the volume 1 here. Pretty much everything is in English, and if you look at some of the names, like some of them are just very strange. And if you listen to track 14 here, this one, that dot there between the S and the X is supposed to be an E. It's supposed to be an E. So, yeah, there's some really weird songs. This one is super weird, and this is what made me aware that there were soundtracks for video games and animes, because I absolutely loved this show so much, and I loved the music in it because it was so weird and so creepy, and I would record some of the music in it, but it would have like dialogue over it, and I would somehow be able to like piece different bits of it into different pieces of the tracks together to kind of make an actual song out of it. And I ended up looking up on the internet, like if there was an actual soundtrack for it. And then that's when I actually found, the CD. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there is no way that there is a CD for it. So I ended up ordering all 3 soundtracks. So I was really happy with that. Here is the second one here. This one, the best soundtrack in my book is definitely the first one. The other 2 were not bad. This one also looks like it came with a little card. So it has a card, and then of the singer of the song, theme song, So, and then the third album, which was the hardest to get. Now these are extremely rare. I don't think you can even find these like at all online. It was very, very limited. So I'm very happy that I have these, and these are definitely some very interesting soundtracks. I really hope you can see, because I know that there's a glare from the window. Next one here. This is another one of my favorite animes, Boogiepop Phantom. This is a very dark anime. It's very short as well. There aren't many episodes, and it's one that you have to watch multiple times to really understand. And this is the Japanese release, because I know that there is an official American release of this, but I always get the Japanese one. So, and the Japanese one also doesn't have a back. So it's actually two discs, and there is no back, as you can see. So yeah. I'm not going to open these books for all of them, because I know then this video would probably be like an hour. So yeah. Another one here. This was from one of the first animes that I've seen as well, Cowboy Bebop. This is mostly like a blues and a jazz kind of album, so I enjoy this one. This one isn't my favorite soundtrack, but it looks like an actual a vinyl record. Next one here is also Cowboy Bebop. This one's a smaller one. Pretty cool here. And then on the inside you have it looks like a vinyl album. It has like a little case, and then inside is the actual disc. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It has a bunch of little not really like a booklet, but just little cards, piece of paper for the track information. Then you have the second Cowboy Bebop soundtrack here, and just there are a lot of songs. There's a whole bunch of unreleased songs from this anime as well that I do not have. There was this whole big collection of soundtracks that were released that I do not have. But here's the third one. This is actually the first Blue Agenda. I mean, not Blue Agenda, Cowboy Bebop album that I got. I said Blue Agenda because it has blue in it, but yeah, this one it was mostly because I had liked the first track a lot. So everything is just blue, as you can see. Everything is just pure blue. We're still on Cowboy Bebop. This is from the movie now, Cowboy Bebop, the movie soundtrack. There's a lot, as you can see, just behind here. So, yeah, there is a lot. And if you thought it was over, here's another one from Cowboy Bebop here. Oh, another one. Again, from the movie. This one just is it's just it's not even a signal. I don't know why they didn't add it on the other one, but it has 5 tracks on it. So, and it's very shiny. This is very, very glossy and shiny. Which some of the textures of some of these are really cool as well. Now this one is really cool. Death Note soundtrack. And most of the track names are in Japanese, except for further down here it's less. And this one actually has my theme song on it. I think it's the third track has L. This is L theme. No, I think it's track 14 actually. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I can't read Japanese. I'm pretty sure it's track 14. But yeah, this one is nice. What's cool about, I'm not sure if it's all 3 or just the first 2 Death Note soundtracks, but this case here, this is glow in the dark. So let me actually show that to you. Okay, we are in the dark now. Not sure if you can see it. Let me actually... Do you see it? So yeah, there we go. You can see it like this. It glows in the dark. And it's so cool. And how I found out about it is when I went to bed one time, because the side actually glows. I saw like this dim light coming from where I store these albums. I'm like, what the heck is that? And I go and look, and sure enough, this thing is glowing, and I'm just like, wow, so cool. So, yeah. Okay. Next one also glows in the dark. The second Death Note soundtrack. This one's cool. You actually see it in color now. And here's me, L. That's his name, L. So, next one is the third Death Note soundtrack. I think this one glows in the dark as well, especially the candle, I think. Really cool. So, pretty neat. Yeah. Cool. It's so cool. Okay. Next one is FLCL or Fully Cooley. Doesn't it? You see it. This is mostly like it's a very short anime, very crazy anime. I only own the first soundtrack. I don't own the second one. Yeah. Next is Gasaraki, which is by the same creator as Blue Gender, so I learned about it because of that name, so I got it because of that. This one is, it looks like it's just remixes of the opening theme. See if you can see. There we go. It's really cool art thing here. And yeah, there's stuff inside. And the next is another Gasaraki album here. And they're all like printed on like this material here that opens up. It's not really like a hard case. They all kind of look similar. And there's a booklet inside each one of these. And here's the third one. This one's the coolest one. And it opens up. The hand. So, yep. There's that one. Now this one, these next few were very rare. This is the Ghost in the Shell tribute techno style album. So this is like mostly like electronic music. That's like a tribute to Ghost in the Shell, the movie. It is not actual music that appeared on it, but I remember I listened to this soundtrack, this album, such a long time, and I was like, I need to actually own it, because I was just listening to things because of how rare it was. There was no way to actually own it, so I actually bought it. I actually managed to get it on that Yahoo Japan Auctions thing for a very cheap too. It wasn't expensive. And what's cool is that it has like this holographic layer, as you can see, and it's like completely see-through. It's holographic, really cool. The actual album is just kind of plain, but pretty cool. Same with the second one. The second one is the same way. You can see right through it. This one says version 2, Ghost in the Shell, techno style tribute. Doesn't actually really say. Here it is. Ghost in the Shell tribute category techno style version 2. It says it right on the disc. Now to actually get into the actual Ghost in the Shell albums. This was one of my first soundtracks that I had. One of my favorite ones at the time as well. This is just from the Ghost in the Shell standalone complex anime. I really like this show a lot. One of my favorite shows. Here's volume 2. And what I always dislike is that how many songs are missing. how many songs are missing from these soundtracks, because you can own them all. You can even own the special limited edition box set of like all of them plus a little bonus CD, and there's still tracks missing. And it's like, what? Seriously? You know, seriously? So yeah, I don't like that. It's like I want all the music. And here's volume 3 of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. There's a lot of volumes, but there's still missing tracks. Still missing tracks. So, very cool. Ghost in the Shell is not done yet. Here's the Be Human soundtrack. Again, all of these are Japanese. These are not the, like, a lot of these had American releases, official American releases, not those bootleg. And these are the official Japanese releases, which they cost more, but they're so much better, because I think I've had some of the American releases of these Ghost in the Shell albums, and it's just, the quality of it is just not nearly as good. Here's another Ghost in the Shell Solid State Society soundtrack from the movie. And the track listing is very weird. It's just kind of spaced apart. So this track right in the middle is the only one that you can actually read it easily. So, yep. Ghost in the Shell is not done yet, folks. Here's one from a game, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex for the PlayStation 2. This was another very hard one to find, and it's also the same kind as those techno ones I just showed you. You can see right through it. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Take out the disc. You can see right through it. You can see. So, nice. Ghost in the Shell's not over yet. Although this is the last one for Ghost in the Shell. This is Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex soundtrack for the PlayStation Portable. So, here's another like techno electronic album. You can see. Now this one's interesting because, well, here's the strip for it, but here's the actual cover here. It has like just this green thing. It just goes over there. So yeah, I like it. Again, I like all these soundtracks. All right, now this one here, I've never actually seen the anime all the way through. I just liked it when I saw it, and I liked the music in it. So I was like, all right, let me actually buy the soundtracks. So this is Dot Hack Sign soundtrack, Volume 1. I really liked the opening and ending theme, and then all the other ones by an American singer. I really like as well, like her voice. And here's Volume 2 of Dot Hack Sign, as you can see. And the paper I think this is made out of is like a recycled kind of paper. So, yeah. Another Dot Hack Sign. This is a single of the opening and ending theme, because sometimes what they'll do is they'll put a trimmed down version that plays in the TV show of the opening and ending theme, and not actually the real full version. So then you have to buy another album that has the real full version in it. So, yeah, they just want you to spend more money. Not like these things are cheap, these things are expensive. I mean, even the singles are probably like $15. So, yeah. Next is Inuyasha, the first soundtrack here. It's pretty much all Japanese. This is actually the background music that plays in it, and the actual strip for it is really big, as you can see, very very big. So, yeah, Inuyasha. And then the next few are actually the full opening and ending themes for it. This is really like, I think it's the Do as Infinity tracks. I forget which ones. What do they call it? I forget, but I'm pretty sure it's by Do as Infinity. I like those tracks on there. And here's volume 2 of the full opening and ending theme songs. And it has all the rest of those opening and ending theme songs. This is another very, very rare one. I can't find this one like at all online anymore. This is Android Kikaider, the animation. Or as they call it, Humanoid Kikaider. So yeah, this was another anime that I saw, and it was very different from some of the other ones that I've seen. And yeah. There's also a volume 2 of that, but I couldn't ever find it. So yeah. This is from a video game here. Lumines. It's like a puzzle game. And here are all the musics for it. And there's two discs, as you can see, you guys. Oh, fell out. The tray fell out. Okay, next up this is another anime here. Negima anime. There's so many soundtracks for this, and I was specifically looking for certain songs, and I ended up finding this one. I think this is the third one, the third soundtrack or something, and this show was very, 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 very weird, and there's many series of it. This is just the Magister Maggie. I don't know. But yeah, there's so many different versions of it. And this one actually has 2 discs. And the second one, the first one is just the soundtrack. The second one is a CD-ROM. And it has some small games on it and wallpapers of stuff. And it was only for a Windows, so you couldn't actually view it if you had a Mac. And I could never view it, so except for maybe some of the wallpapers. But yeah, it's pretty much that. Now this was I think the very first soundtrack that I owned, because even though I placed the order for the Blue Gender soundtrack first, this was the one that actually came in the mail first, because the Blue Gender ones were back ordered at the time. So this is from a video game, one of my favorite video games ever, which is Okage. So yeah, this one. This a game here. It's an RPG game. Played the soundtrack so many times, and it's just falling apart. So, yeah, I enjoyed this game a lot. Okage or Okage or however it is pronounced. This is another early one that I had. Phantasy Star Online Episode 3 Card Revolution. Phantasy Star Online is another RPG game, but the Card Revolution is a card battle. So you can have items and creatures you can put out, and yeah, it's really, really fun game. I absolutely loved it so much, so very, very much. You can see those two. This one's a thick case. This one only has two a disc though. And what's really cool, this is what was really cool about this. It came with actual cards from the game. So you actually have cards from the game. Some of these I don't think were even in the game. Well, no, not all the ones that I have were, I think, but I think there were a few that were released that weren't actually in the game. So I was just thrilled when I saw that it actually had cards. I was like, oh, I wish they would make it into an actual real game. But they never did. So now time for stack number 2. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. So, Now, this next one here. Oh, stack is so big. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this next one here is actually a big book. Biohazard 4 soundtrack, which is, they call it Resident Evil in here. Resident Evil 4 soundtrack. And it's actually a book. And you know, you go through pages and, oh, I'm dropping stuff out of it. You go through pages and you can see like the creatures in it and everything, the monsters, the people. And then at the very end, you actually have the soundtrack. And this was, again, something that was like Japanese only, because there were bootleg soundtracks of this released without the book. It was just the case. And even though it's easy to store, this is the official release here. So yeah. This next one is really cool. That actually, like how it looks. This is Samurai Champloo. Samurai Champloo. So this album here, really cool. I really like the ending theme a lot, and just look at how the actual like artwork is here. It's like really cool. I open it up and it's like a blue. There's like different layers here, like a blue, and then there's like one of those. Here's the actual soundtrack. Let me turn on the brightness. There we go. Actual soundtrack here. And then the booklet is this little pink thing with the hole in it that goes on the opposite side of this. So yeah, it's so fascinating. It's just looking at it, it's just like, wow, really cool. And it gives that cool look on the back, as you can see. So yeah, that's just one of the cooler ones that I have. And now I can't close it. Oh well, I'll close it later. Next is Silent Hill 3 soundtrack. Again, this is the official Japanese release of this, which has a bonus track at the end. Because the soundtrack actually came with the video game, but this is the official Japanese release, so yeah, pretty cool stuff. Next is Silent Hill 4 soundtrack. What's interesting about this one is disc 2 is just like a bunch of little stories that are all in Japanese, so I have no idea what they're saying. But just thought it was really, really interesting. So yeah, we have the discs. I always like the Silent Hill music. It's so creepy, but when you get a soundtrack for it, be expected to only have like 1/10 of the music that's actually in the game, because they leave out a lot of stuff. I think mostly because of how creepy some of it is, and it's like, well, who wants to listen to that? It's like, I do. So I actually downloaded like all like the unreleased tracks that someone like extracted from the game and kind of compiled together. So you might think this one's a DVD, but this one's Silent Hill 0, which is another video game that I like. I like the soundtracks here. And some of the other Silent Hill soundtracks were like a promotional item only, so there wasn't actually any official release. So here they are here. And you have like a little storybook of stuff. Another one of my favorite games here. This one actually has a crack in it. Star Ocean to the End of Time, another RPG game. Everything's in English. 2 with discs. This one has a lot of music. Yellow and black. And then volume 2 of the same thing. So the tracks. Oh, a bonus track. Oh. So, yeah. Like the music in that game. Another Star Ocean. Director's cut. This is like all the stuff that was in like the American release. 'Cause I think there were like 2 Japanese releases of the game. And the director's cut had some more content in it. But here in America, they actually had only the one version, which was the director's cut, I think. Pretty sure that is correct. Next, Tekken 4, another video game. I've been a fan of the Tekken series for a very long time. Another 2 with discs. There we go. Very, very bright. So, disc, D-I-S-K. Sometimes just spell the D-I-S-C or D-I-S-K, either or. Here's a man with a diaper. It's funny. Here's another Tekken soundtrack, Tekken 5, Dark Resurrection. And they have, it's like a PS2 game, no, PS3, I forget what platform it was, like PSP and PS2 or PS3 or something, I don't know. But yeah, there's like different albums for them. And the book's falling out. It's a fighting game. Yep. Oh my gosh, this video is gonna be so long. This was a very rare one that I ordered on that Japanese Yahoo site. This one and the 2 other Witch Hunter Rabbit ones. Another anime. This is just the single that has the opening and ending theme that I really like. Mostly the ending theme. I like a lot. Here's the actual first soundtrack, Witch Hunter Robin. Again, everything's like in English except for the names of the Japanese tracks. And then here's the third Witch Hunter Robin. It's bringing back so many memories of these shows. It really is. Just seeing the characters and like, oh yeah, I remember. Next one here. This is a single from one of the opening themes from Yu-Gi-Oh! Which only played in Japan because they never showed the original Japanese openings here in America. It was always, they always used like the same opening, which was dumb because you never actually got, American people never actually got to experience the real opening. So in Japan, they had a lot of different openings that they would use. So this is one, it's like a hard rock song that I like. So, and there's like a dance remix of it on here as well. So, yep. Next, Wolf's Rain soundtrack. Another anime that I really liked. I always liked the music from Yoko Kanno because she's made the Cowboy Bebop music, the Ghost in the Shell standalone complex music, Wolf's Rain music, so I like a lot of her work. And the actual, no, I think it's the second soundtrack that has that. Yeah, it's the second one that has the thing that I'm going to show you. It's cool. So the second one here, Wolf's Rain Volume 2. Here's the booklet, the CD. And I think the book is like made out of like really like recycled paper. It's like, this just feels like it's a bunch of old paper all kind of smashed up. And it has the lyrics of the songs. As you can see, all the lyrics are in English. That's just so interesting to me. Especially since sometimes you have ones that are all English, and then other ones that are just all Japanese. And then other ones you have like a mix of the both. So, it's so cool. We're getting close to the end here. One of my favorite video games of all time, mainly because of the story. The story is amazing. Xenosaga Episode 1. So, yeah, as you can see, there's like a mix of Japanese titles, English titles. This is one, I think it was like re-released, and it's a little thicker than like a standard CD case. And there's 2 discs in it. And then Xenosaga Episode 2, different composer now, by Yuki Kajira. I like her music too. She did the Dot Hack Sign, she did the Xenosaga, and I like them a lot. Let's say, disc 1. What's this behind here? I got this behind there. This was just like, it wasn't necessarily like my favorite game, but as I said, the storyline is absolutely amazing. Like all the storylines from all 3 games combined is like 24 hours of material. And it's so amazing. Xenosaga Episode 3 soundtrack. And this pretty much just has the ones that she composed in it, and doesn't have some of the other ones that were good as well. And there are tracks missing, of course. There are always tracks missing, which always sucks when they don't include tracks, especially tracks that play during like a cutscene and you can't extract them. So, and our final one, this was a show that I loved a lot, Zoids. The first series. It has like, it's been so long since I've seen it. I watched it when I was a kid, and I didn't really care for the music. I mean, the music for these 3 soundtracks is, it's okay. This is, I think, very rare as well. This has 3 discs. This is volume 1. Pretty much everything's in Japanese, but I just loved this show so much when I was a kid. And I think if I were to see it again now, it would be interesting to see because it's been like so long. I just remember just loving it. I never collected any of the actual figures of the Zoids, but here's the 3rd one. This one's all in English. The other 2 were just all in Japanese. So, yep. That is all of the Japanese anime and video game soundtracks that I own. That was a lot, so I really do appreciate you listening to all this here. There are definitely other ones that I would want to get in the future, but as I said, I don't know if I want to actually buy something. And yeah, maybe at some point I'll actually show you my much smaller collection of actual anime DVDs and stuff. That I'm probably less inclined to even buy because probably the Japanese imports of those are really cool, but I don't have those. I just have the Japanese imports of the soundtracks, which are just amazing. So, yeah, before this gets any longer, I'm going to end it now. I do appreciate you watching this, and if any of you have any of these, or like, oh, I always wanted that soundtrack or something, then definitely share, especially if you own some other soundtracks from animes or video games and stuff. So it's just so fascinating. All the Japanese and Japan stuff is cool. So I will talk to you all later. You all have a wonderful day and night, and yeah, bye-bye.